Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Farrah, and in today's video I'm going to be checking in with you guys to let you know how the Read What You Own challenge has been going. So we are at about the halfway point, 180 days, so to speak, and I'm still doing it. I'm still slogging my way through. It's been a very slow process for me. But I think because I've kind of made the expectations so low, that's the only reason I've been able to stick with it. So I just wanted to share my thoughts a little bit. So I think I've read a total of 18 books of my own during 6 months. And so that does feel a little bit low when you're thinking about other people who have committed to reading 100 books. I mean, if I committed to reading 100 of my own books, it would probably take me like 3 years to do that, a couple years at least. I don't think I have had any other 5-star reads from my own shelves, to be honest. So from February through May, I really only had one 5-star book that I can think of that was already on my shelf before I started it. And that was The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. I really liked that book a lot. The other 5-star books I came across during that time frame were all things that I borrowed from the library and then I purchased myself. So I'm not counting those. My end goal for the Read What You Own challenge for the course of the whole year is to get to at least 36 books. So that's about 3 books per month. And I have stuck with that pretty well. So some months I wasn't as good and some months I did a little extra. So it is balancing it out pretty much perfectly because I think I'm at 18, which is the halfway point. So I'm still going to be committed to reading 3 books of my own each month to try to get through that. Hopefully more, but we'll just stick with 3 books. There are a few things that I really feel like I miss a lot more than I did at my 90-day check-in. The first one is that I really, really miss Kindle Unlimited. Kindle Unlimited, I never really subscribed to this. I used to just get the 3-month free trial and then use it and then let it expire and then just wait. But during those 3 months when I would use Kindle Unlimited, I really enjoyed it. I loved just being able to look up a book and see that it was on Kindle Unlimited and immediately be able to read it because they have a lot of titles that I'm interested in. So I've been keeping an Amazon wish list of all the books that you guys have recommended so that when I'm done with the challenge, I can subscribe to that and just enjoy those books, digitally. So I really miss Kindle Unlimited. Another thing I miss is the hunt of book thrifting. I haven't visited a single thrift store for these next 3 months since my 90-day check-in, which has been good because I can't resist it if I go in. If I go in and I see books, then it's really hard for me. So I've just been avoiding it. But I do miss just rummaging through old books and seeing what I can come across. But on the flip side, what I have realized now that I'm going through the ones that I have previously thrifted is that I really need to be more mindful of the books that I am bringing home because I've noticed that I've picked a ton of general and literary fiction, which isn't really my favorite genre. My go-to genres before I started BookTube have always been urban fantasy, regular fantasy, sort of magical realism, science fiction, and I don't generally have a ton of those that I've thrifted. So I miss the mixture of genres from picking from my own shelves because a lot of it is classic and literary fiction, which is good. I enjoy those, but it's just I'm getting sick of them a little bit. So going forward, once I start thrifting again, which who knows, I may pick it up before the challenge is over because I miss it so much, I am going to be more mindful of picking books that I really do think I'll like. So kind of avoiding the fiction and general fiction topics and looking for things that are more, science fiction, classic horror, just stuff that's more fun. I need more fun reading in my life. So that's another thing that I realized. Another thing that I miss is really true impulse reading, like watching one of your videos, getting excited about a book you're talking about and immediately getting it because that is really something that I feel strongly when I watch BookTube. I get really inspired by a lot of your book reviews, and when you guys talk passionately about a book where the premise sounds great and you're raving about the writing, it makes me want to read it right away. And when doing the Read What You Own challenge, I am I'm too fixed on my TBR sometimes, and it just feels slumpy. It makes me feel slumpy, like I don't want to get to the books that I want to read. So again, that goes back to being mindful about bringing in too many books that. I really am not interested. A couple weeks ago, I actually did go through my shelves and I pulled about 10 books out that had been previously thrifted, that I looked at them and I'm like, you know what? This isn't really interesting enough for me. And I made a list of them and I thought to myself, if I ever really feel inspired to read these, I can just get them from the library. And I donated them. So I felt better about that, you know, just doing a little cleanse. There's still some books that I'm like a little iffy on, but for the most part, I think everything else I own, I still really want to read. I would say the biggest challenge for me still doing the Read What You Own challenge is resisting the urge to buy nonfiction, because that's my favorite type of book to buy brand new. I really love nature nonfiction, environmental nonfiction. And now with Historathon, I've gotten really, I mean, I haven't read a lot, but I'm very inspired to read more nonfiction history. And that works best for me as a physical copy. And if I'm reading it, I want to be tabbing it and underlining and just, you know, learning and remembering as I go. So I have a really good collection now of newer nonfiction, but it's like that desire to keep getting it is still there, which I'm sure a lot of you guys understand. It may not be with that genre, but with your own personal favorite genres. It's like you just want it. You want it in your collection. So that's been a struggle. But I am proud of myself. Besides my birthday haul, I did. I bought one new book, and this was for a book club, and I know I'm going to like it anyway. So I did purchase Crossings. And then I'll probably purchase one of those books per month for this hiking and environmental book club that I'm a part of. So I will be buying those for my book club. So that's about it. I would say the challenge is going well, but I am much more sick of it now than I was at the 90-day check-in, and we shall see if I make it another 3 months and to do the kind of 3/4 of the way check-in. But yeah, I would love to know, is there anybody else still doing the challenge? If you are you still really strict? And I know some of you have, you know, watered down the challenges a little bit, or just said, you know what, I'm just gonna do whatever I want now because reading shouldn't be torture. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I would love to hear your thoughts below, and thank you so much for watching. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm filming this a few days before the Memorial Day weekend here in the US. So if you have some time off, I hope you enjoy it and find lots of time to read and relax. But thank you. Take care.